talking about advanced analytics, we're talking about the ability to analyze data in the way that other users will be able to use it wiser and for us as well. So it's not only drill up, drill down, change members and so on. It's also some more capabilities other than that. Okay, we'll move very fast through this presentation, as I said, and then we'll go to the real system. So we'll be able to perform advanced analytics by defining formulas, exceptions, and enhance your workboard by configuring properties. Now, let's see what automated insights are. So let's look at the one-click insights, one-button insights option. I will go to the training and navigate through the dashboard, which is this dashboard. Okay. Now we'll be able to see that there are a couple of quarters here on the grid that I need to investigate. Now, no one has predefined any exceptions or any business rules that I should look on. What are my options? I have a first option to define it, to define an exception, a hard exception that will be used for me as the guideline to all of the information I see in the grid, and everything that will pop up, it will paint it or will put a exclamation mark or whatever, or a star or whatever. In any color I will choose, and I will show you this option. But we have another option. The option is a soft exception. We call it a one-button insight. And then this button, one insight button, if I'll click it, it will show me drop-downs according to my selection here on the top. So, for instance, if I will want to know drop-downs that are more than 11%, I won't see anything because I have no drop-downs more than 11%. If I'll go to 650, for example, nothing. But if I'll go to 5, so I'll see some. I can also say that I would like to see all of the information that is above a specific percentage. So I can do it as well. Let's do it. If I'll click above 10%, 16%, sometimes above is bad. So for instance, if I have returns, if I'm a retailer, and if I, for example, if I'm Coca-Cola, and the retail store returns a lot of bottles, so a lot of bottles comparing to last period is a very bad thing. So if this measure is returns, and I'm going up in returns, something is bad, something is not working well. So we also have the option to go up or down, or whatever we choose. Then you can filter only the information you need. So you know that on quarter 4, you are up in 22%. Your growth is 22% in this measure. Now, what measure are we looking at? We are looking at measure store sales. We can see that we are filtered by store sales. If I'll click here on the filtered by place, I can choose and can check another measure, for example, store sales net. And then store sales net is also rising, you see? Unit sales, let's see, also rising. Sales count, also rising in the same quarter. Okay, so this is the one click insight. If I'll close this button, it will bring me the former position that was in the first place. Okay, so this is one of my options. Another option is to define an exception, a hard exception. So how do I do that? It has a lot of advantages, and it has some minuses because it's not a soft exception, but I can make it a soft exception, and I will show you how. So let's go to the maximized position. As I told you before, there is a difference between this position, where I see all of my friends, and I can start a discussion, and actually this is my workboard. I can see only one view because there is only one view here. But for instance, if I'll click on design mode, and then I'll click on browser, for example. I would like to see the browser here. And I would like to see the browser representing Bing, for example. Oh, I don't have an internet connection, or my link is not correct. So let's do it again. Okay, so I will try it again. Okay, I must have misspelled it or something. So I see the Bing here. I can maximize it. And now you will see only this component. I will minimize it. And now I will see all of the workboard. Okay, it's very easy. But what are the benefits, except minimizing and maximizing it? What are the benefits of looking at the workboard? So first of all, when I look at the workboard, I see all of the information, and I can use the discussions and comments and so on. I can save the workboard. I can refresh it. I can define its topics, and I can use this one-click inside button that helps me to get the data. So this is first thing. Second thing is that when I look at options, these options represent only options for the component, in the component layer. So it won't allow me to change chart types, or chart types you can change here. For example, I can move it to be a line chart or a bar chart, like we used to do it in the last session. But if I will look on this sales results, and I would like to change this y-axis to present dollars, or to be a percentage, or I would like not to see the labels here, I won't be able to do it because I'm in a component, options for components. So these options represent options for components. So for instance, I will be able to change the captions. So I can say, okay, these captions are sales results 2. So these sales results will give me sales results 2 instead. So there are lots of options. I can put some more buttons and define a JavaScript behind these buttons. But if I'll click here on the maximize, I'll get much more options. Now, if I'll begin in the options, I have options for a chart or for a grid. So I'll be able to do changes to a specific chart or a specific grid. So for instance, if I would like to do something else for this chart, I have to click on Inherit Properties from Skin No to uncheck it. Then I'll be able to do a lot of changes. So for instance, I wouldn't like to show data labels. So this will be unchecked. Okay, and on the first y-axis format, I would like it to be $1. Okay, and it will show 0 if it's a 0. And then we have a series color, so I can change the colors of a chart. Okay, so you can do a lot of things here, and then I will apply it, and then everything will be changed. I won't see labels. I will see here dollars, and the chart colors will change, and I will also be able to save this specific skin. So a lot of options are there. Now, other options are grid options. So I can click on a grid, or click here and check the grid itself, and then do the same. Uncheck the inherit properties, and then start using things and change stuff. Okay, you can change the sales border and so on. So let's go for the more interesting stuff, which are exceptions. So we're talking about exceptions. And I would like to define a hard exception on a grid. I'll click exception, click plus, and I would like to say that to give it a description. So I don't want to give it a description. Let's say exception 1 sales count is enough for me. And I would like to say that I need an exception which will be exclamation mark in red. 1 second. One second, please. Yeah, a good question. Emil asked if we still have the bubble up exception. So yes, sure. We have. It was the next thing I wanted to say. We can select members, specific members for this exception, or we can select a bubble up exception or an MDX formula. So we can do actually everything with exceptions. I will demonstrate now some simple exceptions. So I can say that in this exception, I would like to give me an exclamation every time we are below 2,000, for example. Okay, 1 second, please. Oh, I accidentally did something else. 1 second. Okay. Let's say that if drink is below 2,000, I want it to be marked. Now I see that it's not below 2,000. I'll do it down, and then I'll be able to see that I have some data below $2,000 only in drink. If I would like to see it in food, I won't see any, because I haven't defined food as an exception of my as an exception I would like to see. So actually, what we did here, we said everything in drink that is below 2,000, just mark it, and then when I'll go down to other places like beverages and its data. So I have some categories inside beverages, some subcategories there, and everything here is below 2,000. Now, if I do not select a member and click apply, what happens? What happens is that I will get these exceptions also in food, because I haven't defined an exception for specific member. So I will get it also in food and in drink as well. Okay? So everything that is below 2,000 will be marked. Now I can check my mark type, and I can say that this mark should be this and that. Now, what happens when I'm on the drink level, or on the food level? Everything seems okay, no problems, right? But I have problems down below. How can I see them? How can I see those problems? So, like Emil said, we can use bubble up exception. About a very simple bubble up exception, we'll talk about where there are members, and we want to see them on the not on the year level, but on the quarter level. Okay, and there are members on the quarter level, and I would like these members to be marked when their percent of parent or percent of the same level or any other percentage is above or below what I decide. Or I would like it to be the same way, without a percentage, just a simple number. So let's do it. Okay. Sorry. I would like it to be not on quarter, but on a product subcategory. So as we saw before, a product subcategory is we have some product layer. So we have a product family, which is the drink, then the product department. Now, in the product department, we start seeing these problems. So I would like to know about problems that comes from the product subcategory. So I will show it. So we actually have family, which is drink, then beverages, and then category. Okay, so I would like it to be a category. So I will say that I would like product category to give me some exclamation mark, which will be a red exclamation mark. And every time that I will see that some of the data is below 2000 in the product category level, I will mark it. Now, where would I mark it? I will mark it in the most upper level. So the user will be able to know that he has a problem. He does not see it right now, but if he will drill down, he will be able to get the information. So I'll apply it. So actually what we see now is that we have a lot of problems in the product category in every one of our products. Let's put something lesser, so we won't get exclamation mark on every one of them. Okay, maybe lesser. On the product category, we have less than 800. Oh. Okay, let's go into food and see what happens there. So actually into food, when I drill down into food, everything looks fine, but and I went to food because I had an exclamation mark there. But then I see that canned foods, something is wrong with it. So I'll click it, and I'll be able to see that here are my problems. So my problems are in canned clams and canned oysters and sardines and so on. And I have a lot of exceptions here that resembled in the food layer. So actually, I haven't defined an exception, a simple exception on the food layer, but I have defined it on the category layer, and it bubbled up to the first parent, to the most upper layer. So this is really neat because you can see data that happens, things that are that happens below the scene, and most of the people don't know that they exist. You can't tell that you have problems unless you drill down to these specific members. But here you get this information. So you drill down, you get this information, then you drill down again. The Necto just guides you where to look at, and then you find your information. So this 500 amount that I made is a very nice amount, but it's a hard amount. So how do I make it a soft amount? Let's just minimize it for a second. And when I minimize it, I would like to add a navigation component. And this navigation component will be here on the top. Okay. Great. Okay, I'm making a new navigation component. Now, I would like to create a new one, a one that deals with exceptions, and say, okay, my initial value is 500, but I would like to change it to 100 till 1000, and to make steps for a 50 quantity, which is 50. Now the caption should be a exception, bubble up exception. Oops. Okay, and I can choose my format, and visualization will be slider, which is I think it will be better. Okay, let's click OK. There are many other options to choose from, but I don't want to use it right now. And then you see these exceptions, right? Here below. Let's click Show Only Grid, so we will be able to see only grid. And then whenever I click this exception handler and say, okay, I would like to see 600, below 600, this should be changed. So, for example, if I'll get to 1000, these exceptions will be affected. Now, if I'll get to 200, so I get no exception. Let's get to 250, for example, or 350. Okay, some exceptions appear. So actually, you make these exceptions a user-friendly exceptions. Now, when the user starts drilling down, he says, okay, my exceptions are not here. Oh, here's an exception. Here's another exception. And then he can go down below to see what are the reasons for this exception. Okay, so this is very nice. I can also say that I would like to make a title which is a title with exception. So, for example, let's say that this is an advanced workboard. Okay, with an exception of, and then to use the placeholders to bring these exceptions. So I can use this placeholder, sorry, to use it. Okay. Okay. Now, what I wanted to tell you is that there is another option. If I'll maximize it, I can add some formulas. Okay? So only when maximizing it, I'll get the option to use formulas. Now, using formulas is also available in the minimized position. So let's go back for a second to the minimized position and show the product family again. Okay, now I can click here and say, okay, I would like to make a formula of sum of what? Of the members I point on. So, for example, quarter 1 and quarter 2, I would like to sum them. So I can sum them. I can say I would like to see the ratio between them, the growth different than the average. Let's see the ratio and say ratio between didn't write anything. Ratio between Q1 and 2. Okay. So I have the ratio, and I also have an exception for this ratio because it's below 200 in its subcategory. So it doesn't really matter right now, but I can make a nice function from here. If I would like to make a better function, then which means a manually created function that I will use as a dynamic function maybe, or something that I would like to write in an MD. So I can just click here again, say I would like to make a new formula, or here I would like to make a new formula. Still I have the option from the minimized position. Then I can say, okay, I would like to make a new formula. And I will say this new formula will be some of the regular formulas or a free MDX formula. It can also be a customized formula or a time dimension formula or a year-to-date formula. Okay, so there can be many formulas here. Now what we can do is use one of the options here are using a free MDX. Okay, and let's just click on sum. I'll just drag one of my members. So, for instance, let's drag Q1. Click on MDX. I can click free MDX or MDX. I had a button here on the right, and then say, okay, I would like on the current member, which is a very simple MDX. I would like to sum current member. I would like to see its store sales. So how should I get the store sales? From the measure. So let's go to the measures and say I would like to get a specific measure. Okay, actually, I don't have to use it like this. I can say, just say, I would like to get store sales, and then to double it in a 1.5. Let's check it. 1 second, please. Okay. Now let's double it in 1.5. Okay. I will use the current member again. No, something is wrong here with my calculation. Okay. First of all, let's see that this calculation is okay. Formula name will be store sales, for example. And I will apply it. Okay? Now I've created a formula, but the reason I don't see it here because my measures are on the filters. So what I have to do is bring them here instead of the years. So for instance, I can click here and say I would like to see now the measures, not the years. So let's see some measures. I see unit sales, store sales, sales count, and store sales rate. Let's use this as a new formula. and say, okay, I would like to see store sales net. I'll click MDX. Then I say, I would like to double it in 1.5. Let's check it. Okay. Now we'll say store sales net. Okay, new. And then click apply. Then you'll be able to see the formula here on the right. Store sales net new, and you'll be able to notice that this amount of money is bigger than this amount. Okay, now actually this is the way to do it, to bring the measures into this the grid. This is the most simple way, and use it. Now, what we are capable of doing here is bringing this function into life, meaning that it won't be a hard function, and it's very similar to what we did with the exceptions. So, for instance, I can click on here on parameters and say I would like to create a new parameter. I know that I have a parameter on exception. I would like to make a new one, and I would like to click here and say this parameter should be a numeric range, just nothing more. And the initial value will be 1, minimum will be 1, and maximum will be 10, and the step will be 1.5. Okay? And the visualization for it will be a number stepper. Now I'll click OK. I'll go back to the minimized position, and I'll go back to the parameters view over there. And I'll check the new numeric range. So what we have accomplished here? We've accomplished a bubble up exception which is soft. You can change and see your bubble up. And we have also accomplished a numeric range. The numeric range, I can say that this formula will be multiplied every time by this number. Now, because I haven't used it in the formula, I don't see it. So let's maximize it again, see what happens in the formula. In the formula, I still have doubled by 1.5, but I wanted to use the parameters. So I'll go here to this thing and say I would like to use parameter called numeric range 1. Click apply. And then it will start changing accordingly. So, for instance, if I'm here on this number stepper, on 3, it will change to 88. And if I am on 1.5, it will change to 44. So, the thing is that these options gives us the ability to do a lot of what-if analysis. So you can make a new formula and say, okay, what if my sales will grow in 20%, or what happens if I will move this person to that location and to do this analysis from that. So everything is MDX, and we can manipulate everything through this MDX abilities. So another option that I have here on the parameters is I have dimension members that with predefined numeric range exceptions, a value filter. I don't have a value filter right now, but if I would like to filter by value, and this value can be changed to filter data by value. Pick list is a pick list that I use and I create. And with this pick list, I can change some things. So, for instance, let's make some new pick list. So, let's say that I would like one list to be USA. The other should be Russia. 1 second. Here it is. And its value. Okay, and I have a single value, and initial value is this. Okay, and this will be a drop down. No, I want it to be a button. Let's click OK and see what happens. Now I have USA or Russia. Okay, let's go back to Bing and say that I want to use this parameter. So I'll click here on design, go to placeholder, and I'll go to pick list 1. Okay, now I won't be able to use it that easily. I have to go to Bing and say, okay, I would like to ask a question. So for example, USA. What happens is that Bing gives me a question with the word USA inside. So I'll take this question. I'm taking it here. Oh, 1 second. Okay. Okay. Now instead of USA, I will enter my placeholder. So then again, go to parameters, pick list 1, because I haven't defined the name to it, and then OK. Now it got a value. If you remember, USA is a value, and Russia is another value, a different value. Okay, value 20, and USA is value 10. So if I go back to this pick list, I'll be able to say that USA is this value or that value. Okay, now it gave me the information for it gives me the value itself to this Bing browser place, but there are more options. So this is a name that is connected to a value, but if I will use some other values, for example, a free text, I can say, okay, my initial value will be USA, and then the visualization should be text. What happens now? I have a USA here, and I can check a different one, a different value. So I can say I would like to say Russia now. Okay, let's add this a specific. No, it's okay. Sorry. So I have a free text here. Now, if I would like to add this free text to the browser, now browser it's just an example. It can be every CRM or ERP business software. So instead of pick list, I will go to free text, click apply, and then I have USA. Now let's click on Russia, and then I have Russia. Let's click on I don't know, Croatia, and then I have Croatia, and every user can do it in this portal. So we can actually take Necto to be a kind of a portal with a free text, and everyone can use this free text in several systems. So this is one of them, and this can be very small. So for instance, I can put it here on the side, put the grid on the left with its chart, so people can play with it. Put these guys here together. Okay, let's minimize it, and this is okay. This will be done. So actually, what I have here is a nice view of my data. And if I would like to use my CRM data, I just have to maximize it, and I have it here on the tip of my hand. So that is how we do business. We use all of these parameters that are that can be defined by any user, and just use the data with these parameters. So doing what-if analysis is a very nice way to do it.